that's one of the reasons why I started doing drag. Even though it was fun and it was, as a thespian myself, I
Oh yeah,
love
yeah.
being on stage, but I wanted to have a platform. And so that's one of the things that I love about you is that you not only help your immediate community, the LGBTQIA community, but you also extend that to animal lovers, to kids.
Well, that's where I started working with kids.
Hmm.
Like I love read. I still love reading stories to my nieces and nephews. Well, the gay parents who have kids needed an outlet. So when they would go to one of the local gay friendly churches, I would do a story hour. That turned into a few kids to a bunch of kids, and then it turned into something else. Then when completed my education, well, I didn't complete it, I'm still working on a doctorate. When I got further in my education, I found how books could really help kids. And we
Hmm.
talked about that a little bit. Books that kids are read or that they read, that are read to them or that they read, excuse me, need to reflect who they are.
Hmm.
Like they need to see themselves in that book. So I looked for books that reflected the kids that I was working with, that I saw in my classroom, that, didn't have. I remember when I moved from Birmingham, I moved to a very rural school that was 40% Hispanic, about 5% African American, and the rest was white.
Hmm.
And like very rural, I'm just gonna say redneck. This is a very redneck school.
Sounds like my high school.
Uh, well, the first child family that had two moms, oh my God, you would have thought there was porn plaster across the school building because everybody was talking about it like it was this, like, how
End of the
could they
world,
do that?
right?
Yeah. And those kids were in my classroom, and I was like, I didn't know how to say, I don't care. Like
Hmm.
that's your family. I'm going to treat you with respect. I'm going to treat them with respect. So I didn't have a way I could say that and not get in trouble with my boss. So I went and got Heather Has Two Mommies, Tango Makes Three. I got all these kids' books, and I strategically placed them in my room to where when the kids who were LGBT were over by my bookshelf, they would see them. And then I didn't have to come out and say, okay, it's safe to be gay in here. I put an
Yeah.
HRC, since I'm a math teacher, the equal
Hmm.
sign, the HRC equal sign. All those
Perfect.
dumbasses thought that it was a math sticker, but the gay kids knew
Not bamboozling
exactly
the straights. I love it.
the gay kids knew exactly what it was. And then rainbows started showing up in my room. So I was still very covertly doing what I do.
Hmm.
Um, Teaching, which was, being a safe space for kids. But then I got my counseling degree, and I moved from teaching middle school to being an elementary school counselor. Well, I had trans kids. I had second graders who knew in second grade that they were non-binary,
Hmm.
and they were able to articulate it. That's where I really started working with kids, is when I started that elementary, because the easiest way to get through to them is to read them a story. And so while they're thinking about the story, one little girl said, "That's just like me." And I think
Representation, yeah. Being able
yeah,
to see themselves and
I was reading them I Am Jazz.
hmm.
That's where I kind of got the idea of bringing story time to more of a crowd, more of an audience.